everybody. What? Just a second. Hi, everybody. This is going to be kind of a quick live because pretty soon here, in about a half hour, the three of us are heading down to the clubhouse, and they have their little after or before summer special thing. You know, that they do this every year. They have a little raffle thing, and they give some free food and a raffle, you know, and people can say hi to each other. So that's at 3, and it's 2:22. So I wanted to touch base because a lot of people are going to be going live anyway later, you know, because it's Friday, karaoke's and all kinds of things. And want to address really quickly that I'm fairly upset that Ronai, or Ronai, whoever on earth that is, probably a woman, would say that I care more about my finger than my guinea pig because I forgot to check the water bottle is what I did. And it's at an angle, and like right now there's water to there and you can't even tell. So it's kind of like the color of the water bottle even. But in 13 years, lady, I've never, ever forgot or not noticed water in the water bottle. I have a lot going on in my life, a lot going on in my mind, a lot going on with my finger, something different every day. So that was really rude, and I blocked the person. And I don't block many people. But between that and another snide comment, I had it. You know what I mean? So, hi, Daniel Berry Sports. Hi, Freeside, Tupac's wife, Super Kendall. Well, thank you for that. Provocative sensual photo. Yeah, I don't make my own thumbnails. Her name's Mandy Lynn, and she made that for me. And I really liked it because it is provocative, but it's more sensual, like you said. Perfect description. I don't know if she's like that lady's in Italy or what, but I kind of like it, her being leaned against the building like that, overlooking the scenery. Hi, Ken Lecky, or Leck. Hi there. Thank you for coming back. So good to see all of you. Hi, Joni. So, conclusion of Pebbles in the Pond, training book for living with chronic neurobiological orders. I hope people understand now, especially other creators out there that kind of think mental illness, the way it was perceived to me is like just a joke, and not all of it with different people is what it really is. Insinuating that my son is just some kept man here, something weird like that. No, he's been back and forth to his dad's 19 times, and only because of the pest or the C disease that I believe is back, but he didn't go back. And his father's drinking has gotten much worse. He doesn't even remember what he says or does half the time to people. So honestly, he's safest here. And, but like I said on my last live, he's back on his antipsychotic. And it's not because of this, it's because his mind just torments him, daily, secondly, with OCD and anxiety and bad thoughts and scary thoughts and persecuting thoughts. So I got out this book, Pebbles in the Pond, Living with Chronic Neurobiological Disorders, because it's a very real thing. Our bodies can be sick. Well, our brain is part of our body, and our brains can be sick. A lack of a certain chemical you need, or even too much of one. And I did not know till I read this that too much dopamine can cause, not always, but can cause schizophrenia. So, I learned a lot. I hope for people that have, for the past month, I'd say, who've seen my lives, have learned something, you know what I mean? We need to stomp the stigma. Here in Washington State, we take mental illness very serious. Not that other states don't, but we have, walkathons and things like that in different parts of Washington. This month in June, I think it's in Redmond, which is near Seattle. I can't get there. I mean, I'm 2 hours from Seattle, but it costs money for the bus or the shuttle bus, and I can't leave him more than, probably a couple hours for something like that. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. So, again, this is going to be a quick live. Just wanted to touch base, say hi to all of you. Thank you for being here. It's beautiful here today. It's probably 65, maybe 70, with a nice cool breeze. It's literally like a beautiful summer day. Because I was out earlier, I had to find maintenance, and I've lived in this apartment for a long time, and the outlets are not short circuiting, but well, it's a possible fire hazard, so they're gonna take care of that. So you guys, I'm assuming everyone can hear me. I will go ahead and put up my my PayPal and my Cash App, just in case somebody wants to help me with my cats or my kittens. I'm gonna say it right here. The mama kitty is major in heat. She's sticking her bottom in the air and rubbing her body all over the floor. And the one that got her impregnated is licking her a lot. And I don't know if he's consoling her or he's fixed, but it almost bothers me seeing that, right? But I know he can't impregnate her, but I need to get her fixed. It's $45 at the Humane Society, but they're always backed up by months. So it's $165 to get the mama, or no, it's a little bit more for the female kitties. Ginger, the male kitty, was $165. It's $200 something. So I don't know when I'll be able to get this done. If anyone wants to help me with that situation and support my channel, whatever, be greatly appreciated. Anyway, so wellness, right? After all these issues and meds you can or you don't have to take or whatever, there's wellness, and there's hope, personal responsibility, self-advocacy, education, and support. Okay, hope. Hope has not been emphasized regarding these illnesses as much as it justifiably can be. There are lots of reasons for hope. If we look around at other individuals who have been involved in this program, Pebbles in the Pond, we are likely to see some people who are very seriously ill at one time in their lives. Now their life situations are much better. Okay, that's interesting. We often hear it is said that an illness like schizophrenia is progressive and that as time passes, it will continue to get worse. False. There is carefully designed research out of Yale that shows that vast improvement in quality of life over time is possible. Personal responsibility points to the role that we ourselves play in managing our own lives. As important as our families and friends are to us, as vital a role as our prescribers and other service providers play in managing our illnesses, eventually it comes down to our actions, our decisions, and our viewpoints that become most operative in our lives. Self-advocacy follows directly from personal responsibility. We know our bodies and what's going on with them better than anyone else. We are therefore the best qualified persons to describe our experience to others. Sometimes we need to be very assertive in making our voices heard. All of us have had the distress of not being listened to or of being dismissed. How do we get our point across? Okay. Initially, we may use an advocate to help tell our story, but the sooner we take over the majority of the reporting, the better. The advocate's role is to be supportive of what we wish to say. We ought not to let them speak for us, however anxious we might be. Education. And that's what I liked about this book, you guys. I, for one, was educated on the brain. I mean, I was on the different parts of the brain and their functioning. I also didn't know that there were so many, I mean, I knew there were a lot of like mental disorders, but I didn't know there were so many, what's the word? I can't remember. Well, I just did, depressive. There's so many depressive disorders. Schizophrenia is, or schizoid affective disorder. That's one of them because the affect means mood. Seasonal affect disorder. Bipolar is a, depressive. So I learned quite a bit. We talked about mania and the bipolar disorders in the last one. Important words like dysthymic disorder. Oh, then there was postpartum depression, right? And then there's all these phobic disorders, right? Agoraphobia we talked about. There's more than that, of course. Anxiety and anxiety disorders. And agoraphobia is certainly one of them. We talked about genetic theories, multiple personality disorder versus schizophrenia. I mean, it's a big book. And then we covered delusions and hallucinations. So people really have things, and people really have anxiety. And I will literally say to my grown son, when he hasn't gotten out of the house in a while or whatever, I'll be like, you don't have an option. You're going to go for a walk today. There is no option. And he kind of looks at me, but he goes because he knows he needs it. And then he's like, gee, we should do this every day. But then he won't, So I try to make my 28-year-old son do things. I try to make him go to the store. I try to, have him go for a walk. He will do some things with his best friend Greg. Thank God for him. I thank him all the time. He calls him, he takes him to get a coffee, go for a walk. Greg is like his connection to the outside world, besides his friends on Xbox or just some friends that have moved away that he talks to on the phone. But other than that, I got him into, it's called peer-to-peer, PEER, peer-to-peer group, good 6 years ago, and he would never go back because it was two older women, and that's it. But it was a place where people could talk about their issues and feel connected. So I've tried to do things. And when he wasn't so bad with his OCD and his intrusive thoughts and his anxiety, he did have his own place. So I'll remind people I moved him in a place, back out because the carpeting, he said, was just freaking him out. Then back in when he found out it was new carpeting, and then back out again, all in 10 days, you guys. So it's not like, and then his name came up on the list for a whole year, exactly a year later, for a place in Everett area about 3 years ago. He did not want to go. Not 3 years ago, it was more like 4. And maybe in hindsight, I should have made him for the experience and to be away from his sister and me and all that. But I just didn't have the heart. He was like, please don't make me go. I don't want to go. I'm not ready to go. So I didn't. So you guys, like, I'm learning too, us parents that have children with depression, severe anxiety, ones that can hardly function that are still living at home. There's quite a few out there. There really is. There's no complete total manual on what I'm supposed to do either, right? It's kind of a learning thing for me too. So education, that's what we all were looking for when we read this book, Pebbles in the Pond. We should underline all. The Pebbles in the Pond classes are not like other classes that we have attended where certain people are teachers and everyone else are students. The tone of this book and the atmosphere is mutuality. Perhaps a better word is equality. To use a slightly overused phrase, we have leveled the playing field. But education does more than that. Having the correct information is empowering and freeing. It also reduces anxiety. As we have learned, as anxiety is reduced, so are psychiatric symptoms. Knowledge is powerful therapy. Support. Finally, we come to the matter of support. At first glance, it may appear that we are contradicting ourselves. A few paragraphs ago, we were discussing personal responsibility. Now we turn around and talk about the need for support. Is there some confusion here? Not at all. One of the many ways we can practice personal responsibility is to carefully choose the people we will ask to be a part of our support network. Support may come from groups, from family, friends, from our faith community, or from our hair cutter, next door neighbor, or former teacher. My finger isn't even stinging right now. I clean it once a day. I let water run on it for 10 minutes. I even turn the microwave timer thing on, and the skin is extremely soft and supple. And I think it loosens up the stitches once a day or whatever. Where the pus was coming out in the two places, I can see, it looks like pus, but it's not a ton. It looks soft, but yet it's hard. So, that's why I'm on cephalexin. I would take one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one at night for the second week. So there's daily maintenance plan, okay? So you ask yourself, how much sleep do you need each night? Do you require a nap during the day? How much sleep is too much for me? How many meals do I eat per day and at what times? If taking medications, what medications are prescribed for me and when do I take them? Are there any special instructions or cautions about these medications? Do I have a surefire way of remembering my meds? Is there time set aside for exercise? Are there meaningful tasks I perform each day? Do I have routines for showering or bathing? How do I keep my living environment comfortable and safe? Do I have places where I am assured of privacy? Do I take time for hobbies or really enjoy activities or pastimes? Oh, hi, everybody. I haven't seen chat here in a few minutes. Hi, Vape King. Hi, Glitters and Gold. Hi, Connie Branch. Oh, I'm Connie's sister, Karen. Oh, that's Connie? And she was in here and, oh, she was in here. Like, I don't know, a few weeks ago or a month. Did you know she passed away? I will be staying on her name, keeping her name alive. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know she was sick or maybe it was an accident. I am so sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Hi, Glitters and Gold. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah. I think I even remember Connie um, in Dolly Vision's chat, I think, when I was over there. And Jimmy's. Wow. Wow. Okay, section 2 is triggers. Wait, what time is it? 2:43. Okay, most of us learned that there are some things, topics of discussion, people or situations that seem to trigger or set off symptoms or make us vulnerable to possible relapse. Okay, so here are some questions that you can ask yourself that do these trigger you. Are there people in my life who are toxic for me? Are there certain settings, taverns, sporting events, church services, charity auctions, gambling casinos that are historically difficult for me? Am I especially vulnerable to criticism from all people or just certain people? Are there colors that are difficult for me? What about sounds, high pitched, loud? Are there types of lighting that can trigger symptoms for me? Okay, then there's early warning signs. It is also not uncommon for us to know very well that we give ourselves and our family or friends early warning signs when we begin to experience a return or increase in our symptoms. So some of the signs could be like particular clothing that people wear, unopened mail, changes in eating habits or personal hygiene, staying out later and later, not letting anyone know where we are for hours or days, not answering the phone, not wanting to hear the news. Okay, when things are breaking down, section 4, what are the signs of real trouble? Some examples include not sleeping for several nights in a row, flying off the handle for no apparent reason, going through all the places where medicine or alcohol might be stored, stopping medications abruptly, binge eating or moving a weapon to a different place. In this section, make a list of the behaviors that indicate relapse is occurring. Okay, section 5, crisis plan. In this last section, the goal is to establish a clear, well-defined plan for our own safety and that of the community, our family, or someone's property. It is thought out and recorded at a time when we are doing well. For many of us, this part of the plan will never be needed. That's precisely why we have gone through this step-by-step process. In many cases, some of our earlier strategies and interventions will have been successful, and the situation will now be stabilized. However, should we arrive at a point of crisis, we want to make sure we have input into what will happen and are able to trust the process because we know what will happen and what will not happen. Okay, so there was a chapter called Relapse is Not Failure. Relapse being an expected part of these illnesses. Therefore, we make this crisis plan carefully and leave as little as possible to guesswork. All right, we should discuss the crisis plan with some trusted people and let them know where they can find it if we become unable to tell them. Okay. So I'm going to say this little list of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things, and then I'm going to end this live. Maybe I'll do another one later. I'm not sure. But thank you for everyone being here. Hi, Tattooed Rebel. Hi. Hi, St. Elmo's Fire. Yeah. Oh, she was sick and never told anyone? Oh, gosh. I hear kids heading down to the little barbecue, whatever thing they're doing in the raffle. So I'm going to read this. A suicide, oops, I said the word, or psychiatric crisis support team of at least 5. That's what it says here. A list of your support team members and their phone numbers, a list of local crisis and emergency resources, which ones you prefer to use and which you do not want to use, a plan about how you will educate your support team members about your illness, a pact or contract with the members of your support team that includes your agreement to accept their help and their agreement to respect the contents of your crisis plan, an advocate that they be followed by treatment providers, a list of your current psychiatric medications, if you are on any, when you take them, where they are located, how they will be monitored or regulated during a crisis period, a list of any weapons in your home, where they are located, and who will remove them from the premises, information about who will provide transportation and child, pet, or plant care if you're unable to do so, a reminder to employ your wellness strategies, a note reminding yourself about how good and unique you are, and that this is simply a temporary setback. So, that's in case someone relapses, which I didn't even really know there was such a thing when it comes to mental illness, like it's called relapse. You go off your meds and you relapse into like a psychosis or something. And basically, with my son going off as olanzapine and not getting back on an antipsychotic and just being on an antidepressant, he's major relapsed. I'm just going to say it. Not because of my finger, not because of like anger, but because of everything got worse. It just got worse mentally for him. Hi, Maggie. So I'm going to go now. I did say it would be a quick live. My kids and I, well, my grown adult kids, we're going to head down there, get some sunshine, get a hamburger, a hot dog, little bag of chips, glass of lemonade, watch and see who wins the raffle. And yeah, I'll see you soon. If you want to help me with my channel or my life, thank you, Joni, so much. I sent you that little heart for your Cash App the other day. I hope you got it. Really, really appreciated that very, very much. There's my Cash App and PayPal. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming to PCT is Extreme. My other channel is Sexy Sassy Lassie, Lassie. I only need 10 more and I'll have 200 subs. So if you haven't heard of it, any of you people in here and you're willing to subscribe, that would be great. Because after this is healed, my plan was to start in June, but now I'm dealing with this. I'm getting the stitches out in July, so more than likely it'll be in July that I'll start. Yeah, so it's 3 words: sexy, sassy, lassie. All right, thanks you guys. Love you. Bye for now.